Hello friends, welcome again. Well, we have seen how to connect, how to create a VPC, how to create a public subnet, how to create a public instance in it, and how to communicate to the public from how to connect to the internet from inside a VPC public subnet. So this is the just to repeat. What are the procedure we followed? We created a VPC, we defined the address range, and by default it creates a route table, and also it creates a network access control layer. Okay, so here we created internet gateway and we attached to the VPC, and we created 3 subnets, 2 public, 1 private, and we created a route table. Also we had a by default VPC created route table. That means we have now 2 route tables, and we added the internet gateway to the route table, and now we associated the subnet to the route table, which we wanted the subnets to be public. So this is the procedure we followed, and it in turn had a architecture like this. So we had the VPC. Inside VPC we had the public subnet. Inside the public subnet we created an instance, and we created that give that through the routing we created a route table, and inside that we added the route to the internet gateway, and we made it public, right? So let's go forward and now create a private subnet. Obviously we have created it. Now let's create an instance in the private subnet, and let's see how we can communicate to internet from a private subnet, and what is the need of, if we are creating a private subnet, what is the need of accessing. Obviously we don't want it should be accessible from outside, but for patching or some other thing, if we want to communicate to the internet, how can we do that? Let's see that, okay, in my next demo. So here I'm already logged in. Now let me create another instance. Select, and here review. I just go forward and configure it. Here I'm selecting my VPC. Now here I'm connecting, creating inside the private subnet, which I have already created, right? And let me not have a public IP assigned to it. That means I don't want it should have any public IP assigned to it, so that nobody can communicate from the internet to the instance, right? So that it will be a private instance. Tag the instance. I call it normally these are all database instances, but I'm not going to create a database, but just for a demo purpose I'm calling it DB instance. Or my DB instance. And security group, let me create another security group for this one. I call it my DB security group, right? And I give the same description, and just I'll create the rules later. Let me just launch my instance, review and launch, and acknowledge. I do have this key pair, launch. So now you will see that I am creating an instance inside my private subnet, and I have not assigned any public IP to it. Also I have attached a security group to this instance, and I have not given any rule into that instance or that security group. Here is the security group. If you see my DB security group, what is the inbound rule? I have only inbound is I have 22 assigned to it so that I can SSH to it. Outbound, all the traffic as of now I have just given. So here and SSH, let me edit this. I don't want it should be anybody should able to SSH from outside world. So what I want to do is I want only from my web server. I want to, because I have already logged into my web server here. I want from here I want to SSH. That means from the subnet, that is 10.0.1.0/24. From this subnet I want to SSH. I want to allow it. I don't want to allow everybody to SSH, right? So save it. So now you see that only SSH can be done from this subnet. Now I am in this subnet already. My web servers are here. Okay. So I want to SSH. I cannot SSH from my party here. This instance I cannot using this party because it does not have any public IP, or it is not allowed to be SSH'd from outside this VPC, right? Now how to do that? So what I need is I obviously to SSH I need a key pair, and I don't have any key pair here, right? I don't have any key pair. Now I have to create that key pair. How to do that? Right now, create it first. Vi my key pair dot pm, the pm file created, right? And now what I have the SSH which previously I used in my party. This is the PEM file. Just open it. Open with a notepad. Maybe that is the best one. Open, and you see this is the private key, and just copy it from the beginning to the end. Exactly. Don't, even if it's another space, don't copy. It will have the error. So only from the beginning to end, copy it and paste it here. Insert. Okay, and save it. Now assigned a change the permission chmod 600 my key pair pim chmod okay. Now my key pair is ready. Now with that I can log into my newly created instance, my DB instance. So what is the IP? 10.2.118. So SSH EC2 user at the rate 10.0.2.118 minus I my key pair, right? So with this I say yes. Now you see that I am able to log in using my SSH to the newly created instance, that is the DB server, right? DB instance. I have just now, can I log into internet? No, I can't. Just check it, sudo yum update -y. I won't be, because there is no way this is allowed. I have not created any rule or I have not given any public access to it, or I have not allowed in any port, right? Let's see how can we do that. Suppose I want to patch this. Maybe from outside I don't want anybody should connect to it, but if I want this should be patched, or it should download some packages from internet, how can I how it can be done, right? That's the purpose of just this demo. I can log into it, but I cannot access internet from this. Let's do that. Okay, and how to do that is in my diagram. If you see, this is or this one which I created. What I'm going to do is this is just an instance. It can be a RDS instance you can create, but I want to, because to the RDS you cannot log in. That's why I didn't create this RDS instance, but just I created a normal instance so that I'll be just able to ping to the internet. But you can do that as well. So here, instead of directly communicating to the outside world, I am using a NAT instance to communicate outside the VPC. And through this NAT instance, I want to download all my packages and so on and so forth. Okay, let's do that. Create a NAT instance, and I'll create that NAT instance in a public subnet. That is the 10.0.30. Okay. So now let's go forward and create another. First let's create another security group that is called my NAT security group, right? Copy it, same thing, and it is inside my VPC. And I am not adding any rule as of now. I'm just creating it. Now go to EC2 dashboard. See that I have 2 running instances. Now go to the community AMI here, search NAT, enter, and I'll prefer to use this AMI. Select and T2 micro. Here I'll tell that whenever you have a lot of internal private VMs, obviously if you are creating a small NAT instance, then the NAT instance may be choked. So it depends how many instances you want to communicate to the outside world. Based on that, you can choose the instance type, right? Here I'm just creating a small one, the micro one, my VPC, and create the this was the public. So I creating 10.0.3, and I'm not assigning any IP to it right now. And the tag is at NAT instance. Tag is that tag it as NAT instance. Configure the security group. I have already security group created, NAT instance. Allow it and assign it. Review and launch. You see that it will not be able to. Yes, I don't want to SSH into it, so no worries. Continue. Launch, and I want to assign the public the key pair. Launch. Now you see that I have 3 instances running. It will be NAT instance, DB instance, and the web server is running. This is running, and NAT instance is pending. Right now, let's create one elastic IP and assign that elastic IP to our NAT instance. Allocate. Okay, this is the elastic IP is created, and what I'm going to do is associate it to the NAT instance which is running. It is now running. You can see 3 instances, so it is now NAT instance is running. Now elastic IP here we just created. Associate the address to the NAT instance. Yes, it is associated. Now we have our NAT instance has a public IP. It's elastic IP. Now go to the security group, which we have the NAT security group. What we have not given any input. Just add HTTP, because we want to allow HTTP, and we want to add HTTPS as well. Okay, 80. And inbound, and okay, save it. What is the outbound? Okay, any traffic inbound. If you want to, you can restrict also the traffic from only, you can allow only HTTP to outside at HTTPS anywhere, right? So our NAT instance should able to communicate anywhere. And inbound NAT instance, so we are just allowing the anywhere, right? Okay, this is what now done. Now DB instance, we have allowed only SSH. Now let's add, because we want okay, let's it's not done yet. Okay, now what we have to do is go to the NAT instance. This is the NAT instance running, and you see here, go to the networking, and we have changed the source and destination check. Actually, on AWS, every instance you create, they check the source and destination. There is a check done for all the traffic. So here it is enabled by default because we have created an instance. So, but in a NAT instance, we don't want that. You have to disable it, otherwise it won't work. So disable that, right? Disable the, if it is a NAT instance, disable it. And now we have the security group, we have the NAT instance created, and we have assigned a elastic IP to it. Now another thing, one more thing we have to do is we have to give the instance the route to the NAT instance, right? We have to give the route from the instance to the NAT instance. That's what is remaining. So here, go to again the networking, go to the VPC, and go to the route table, and we have the, by default, the route table. When we create the VPC, this one, you see the main here. If you in the VPC, the main route table, this is the main route table. Here we have to add a route. Go and edit, add another route. Here, if you see that, it is now the NAT instance is coming. Click that, and we want from 0.0.0.0/0. We want to add a route, okay, to the NAT instance, and that's all. Let's see, we have all our rules in place. Let's see now if we can communicate. So here I am already there, sudo. Now you see we have our network is seamlessly flowing, and I can patch up. I can patch this instance 10.0.2.18. That means it is here. This instance 10.0.2. It's a private subnet, and now I am able to communicate. I am able to communicate to the outside VPC, and I'm downloading all the packages, right? So this is the way, and you can go to this draw.io. You can draw it if you want, and you can publish it, okay? So here, this is, I have exported the diagram to here, and this is the final diagram which I just demoed. And just to recap, we created a VPC. Inside the VPC, we have created 3 subnets, 2 public subnets, 1 private subnet. We have created 3 security groups. We have created a web server kind of instance. We have created a DB server instance. We have created a NAT instance, and we have created a route table, and we have added a different route to it, depends upon our requirement, right? And now this is the diagram which we just created. And if you have any doubts, you can put a comment, and we can discuss it. And thanks for watching. I thank you for watching my videos. If you like it, you can subscribe. Thank you very much.